Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I'm Ashley Greenwood from Three Little Greenwoods Creations, and I know I told you guys that I was not going live again until after Christmas, but I am feeling crafty and creative this morning and I found these beautiful flowers, so let's make something together. Come on in, let me know where you're watching from. You might be watching the replay of this on Facebook or YouTube, so just type in #replay and let me know where you are in the world. I've been cleaning and organizing and I found this beautiful container of cream and white flowers, and I thought, what a beautiful color combination this would be, monochromatic, to make a wedding wreath or a spring wreath or just a really beautiful everyday wreath. So come on in and let's make this together. Now, I am live on both TikTok, good morning TikTok, and Facebook at the same time. So if you see my eyes jumping back and forth, that's what's going on, okay? If you're having a hard time getting reception on either one of these platforms, just go to the other one, okay? Good morning, Alicia. I'm so glad you're here. Guys, say hey. Let me know that you are there and that you are watching. All right, let's talk about it. So this is a container of flowers that I've had for a couple of years. I am pretty sure I got these flowers on sale at Michael's, maybe some Hobby Lobby, and I've collected them all together. And this is what we're going to use to make a wreath with. Good morning, Yolanda. I'm so glad you're hanging out. So let's just start pulling. I'm going to be looking for a large blossom, a large flower, a medium flower, and a small flower out of this bunch. Yeah, Alicia says all of the sales and deals are happening now. They are, but you know, don't go crazy. Look at what you got before you go crazy and wild and spend a whole bunch of money. Do as I say, not as I do. So let's begin with these dahlias. Aren't those gorgeous? These are actually from Michael's fall collection several years ago. I got them really on sale, and I'm going to choose 3 of these to start. Good morning, Emma on Facebook. Welcome. I'm going to choose 3 of these to begin my design, so let's set these aside. Next, I want to look for some medium-sized flowers. Oh, these are really pretty. There's so many things in here, guys. So we have these. Those are really pretty. I'm kind of liking those. Some of these are white, some of these are off-white. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to make them all work together. Good morning, Barbara. Welcome. Let's see. I really like these cream-colored roses. These are very pretty. These came from Hobby Lobby. You can see I've used a good bit of them, but we're going to use them anyway. There are some hydrangeas in here. There's some daisies. Some more hydrangeas. Let me pull some hydrangeas out. I have no idea where these came from. Let's use these as well. Okay, so I think that's good. I like these too. That's good for our flowers. Now let's talk about our wreath base and our greenery. Okay, good morning, Kelsey. Welcome. So now is the time when wreath makers transition their workshops into spring, Mardi Gras, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day. I am going to be skipping over most of the fun holidays like Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day, just a smidge. I'm going to skip over them just a smidge, and I'm going to focus on spring. We're going to start with this one right here. Now, our base is going to be, yes, a Christmas tree, a Christmas wreath. Right. This is an evergreen. This is fantastic for making the style of wreath that I am going to be making. It is going to be chock full of greenery and florals. You're not even going to see the evergreen. So if you are a shopper and you want some of these, go to Hobby Lobby, go to Walmart, go to Michael's and grab some while they are really, really expensive. Chances are there won't be much left. Kelsey says Hobby Lobby has 66% off yesterday. You spent way too much. Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of the store. Oh goodness, my friend user something says go a little faster. Hey, listen. We're hanging out. We're enjoying each other's company. And if I am not fast enough for you, there are so many other places that you can go hang out, okay? So go check them out. This is a double ring base. You can see it on the back. I have fluffed this up. It's really important to fluff it up, okay? Now let's talk about greenery. Oh, let me take the tag off. This is a 20-inch evergreen. Some people call these PVC pipes, PVC wreath bases. This is 20-inch. Came from Sims Pottery, which I love. Good morning, Katniss. Welcome. Good morning, Angela. Y'all, I said I wasn't going to go live, but I'm feeling crafty. I have presents to wrap and cookies to make and all the things, but we're just going to ignore those right now. The first greenery I'm going to use is this really pretty ficus. So this is a higher end ficus. There are different quality of ficus. This is what I consider a higher end. It's got a little bit more vibrant. It is just a little bit higher quality of a leaf, so I love it. Katniss says she loves it. Yeah, I'm sure you're there too. I'm glad I went live with you guys as well. We're going to be using this first on our evergreen. I'm going to set it aside over here. I also found this in my stash as I was cleaning. I know my wreath people, my wreath lake girls out there, girls and guys, have been cleaning up after Christmas because that's what we do. Isn't this pretty? I'm going to use this as well. It's kind of big. I'm a little worried, but I'm going to use it too. And then I have round, I call this bead grass. You can find it at Hobby Lobby. It's just a different texture of greenery, okay? Katniss says she is still cleaning. Girl, my workshop is so clean. It is so clean. I'm going to do a walkthrough because it's gorgeous. One day soon, I'm going to do a walkthrough of my workshop because it's finally clean. I'm going to add some of these, my favorite glue sticks, to my glue skillet. I do not use a glue gun if I don't have to. I use a glue skillet, which is just a small pot of glue. It's like an electric skillet. It's about the size of something that you would grill a grilled cheese in. It's like an 8x8. I got it off Amazon. It's fantastic. I'm going to take my wreath base down and put it on the table. This is my most favorite wreath stand. I love this thing. If you want the link and you're on Facebook, send me a message or just type in wreath stand, okay? Oh my gosh, Angela says she is still doing Christmas orders. 2 more to go. I'm done with Christmas, girl. Done. I deactivated all of my listings that I didn't have pre-made. So if it's something that I've got pre-made and I would love to get it out of my workshop, it's still listed, but I'm done with the new making. All right, let's take this apart real fast. Guys, I love ficus. I know some people are kind of poo-poo on the ficus, but this is a great greenery. It is inexpensive. It adds a lot of bulk to your designs. It takes a lot of space up. It's my favorite. I love it. I think I'm going to need about 4 of these. Let me show you how I cut these up, okay? Angela says she doesn't blame me. Yeah. Done. We begin doing Christmas in, I say I'm going to start in July. I never do. So I start doing Christmas in like September, August. All right, so here's how I cut it. I cut off one side. And I'm going to do this other branch. And then I cut the top piece into two. So I'm going to cut it right here and right here, just like that. So I get 4 pieces off of this ficus. Let me show you one more time. Cut this and this one. Cut the top part in half. And then one more time so it's shorter and more manageable. And it's pretty, said Katniss. It is really pretty. It really is. I love me some ficus. Okay, let's get started. We're going to green our base. Now, I know this might be a little difficult for you guys to see, so bear with me. It's down on the table so that I can really see what I'm doing. I'm dividing up my greenery because it helps me to space it out a little bit better. Katniss and my other wreath makers, what is y'all's favorite greenery to use year round? Let's talk about year round. What do you think? Katniss says she starts 3 months ahead. Yeah, really. Oh, Angela is a new wreath maker. Yeah, you got to start early, Angela, because time really creeps up on you. And the next thing you know, it's time to move on to something different. First thing I'm going to do is take my larger pieces and I'm going to go in a clockwise rotation. Hey Doris, I'm so glad you're here. Now, all I have to do is dip these stems into my hot glue skillet. And when it hits this PVC, when it hits this plastic, it's just gonna into place and it's not gonna move, okay? Vertical fern, what do you mean vertical fern? What are you talking about? Cherry says ferns as well. Okay, so yeah, I love some ferns. All right, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do counterclockwise. And I'm also going to twist the evergreen around my ficus pieces. I like to turn it all the way around, like 180 degrees, so that I am putting stuff on the top and on the bottom. It just helps me to evenly space everything around. Hello, Queen E is also a wreath maker. What you guys working on? And are you doing, there's like talk in the wreathy world about how there's so many holidays that are super close together, like St. Patrick's Day and Easter, that some people are choosing not to do some of those little small fun holidays. What do you guys think? Let me know. Yeah, Katniss, I got this ficus from Sims Pottery, which is a wholesale company. Good people. I actually went in person to their store once. It was awesome. Overwhelming, but really awesome. Good morning, Kathy Davis. Welcome. We are just greening this evergreen wreath base with some really pretty ficus. I'm going all the way around the edges on the outside. And I'm just filling them in. You don't have to be precise about this, okay? We're just like filling it all in. Katniss says she wishes she could go to Sims in person. It's really cool. It is a big, giant warehouse. I went in the fall. They do not, from what I understand, now I could be wrong, from what I understand, they do not have air conditioning in the one that I went in, or heat. And they're in the South, so, you know, be aware. It might be a tad hot on the day that you go, if you go in August or July. Spinning this around, making sure that I'm going in this way. Lourdes says, yes, she does not do St. Patrick's Day, Mardi Gras, very little Valentine's, and very little Easter. You know, I'm kind of with you on that this year. I mean, some people decorate for those holidays, but how many of us really do? Or do we just skip from Christmas into a year-round, and then spring, and then summer, and then fall, then Christmas? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Oh, how pretty is that? That is so pretty. I love seeing it on camera. Oh, you are so welcome. Angela says she just wanted to take the time to thank all of the wreath makers. These videos are such a big help. Listen, we started not knowing a thing, just like you, okay? For real. Didn't know a thing. I'm going to hold on to these, okay? Just in case I want to fill them in. Let's move on to this gorgeousness. It's so pretty, I almost don't want to cut it up. Any of my other wreath girls like that? You find something so pretty you don't want to cut it up? Sometimes that's a problem. All right, so here we go. Now I need to think for just a minute. So I have a choice. I can leave this whole. I can leave it whole, or I can just cut all of my little fern fronds off and then insert them all around. I think I'm going to cut them off, and they're going to be really short, but I'm okay with that. So I'm just going to go through on this branch. I'm going to trim it off as long as I can, but it's not going to be really long. Marie is asking, how many pieces of ficus did I use? So far, I've only used 4. So far. All right, let's keep cutting this. I'm just going to cut these fronds off. Guys, so tell me, what are the things that hold you back from making wreaths and arrangements? What is that little voice in the back of your head that tells you, I don't know. What's it telling you? Because I want to know, like, what are your fears about getting started and having fun and cutting up ferns? Let me know. Hey, Claudia. Claudia says she decorates every month because she likes the change. Just in the main living areas of your home. That is really fun. I like that. My children would like it. Okay, so Angela says her questions that are holding her back are, is it good enough? Are her designs good enough? And she's always questioning the pricing. Yeah, pricing makes us really judge ourselves, and we should not be like that at all. Lourdes says time. She's a caretaker to her mother and uncle. Both are in their 90s. Wow. Debbie says making bows holds her back. She doesn't think that her bows are good enough, I'm assuming. So here's my advice to these things. Let me hang my little stapler back up that my daughter was using. First, let's talk about being good enough. Whenever we start something, we're at the beginning, and our designs are not going to be that great, okay? So I would encourage you, if you really love it and you really want to learn, find another maker, whether it's me or Katniss, or there's so many of us out there, Max. Find a maker that you really, really jive with and you like their teaching style. And start learning from them. Try techniques that they have shown you. And you're just going to get better and better and better as you go along. But we learn by doing. So if you never start, you're never going to get better. Okay, so I encourage you to just start doing. All right, so here's what I've done. I like to make sure this is even. So I go, I'm making crosses with my leaves. And then I'm going to go back and fill them in. Okay? Now let's talk about pricing. We need to take the emotion out of pricing. Pricing is just numbers. But when you're first starting out, it's scary because you think that people are going to judge you, and who in the world would pay $100 for a wreath that you have made. But it truly is just about numbers. Numbers don't have emotions. So when I first started out wreath making, and I was not very good, like for real, not very good at all, I would add up the price of everything that I had put into a wreath, and I would times it by 2. And that would be the price that I would use to list on Etsy or to try to sell around the house or try to sell around my town. Just double the cost. Okay, that's what I started out with. And then I got a little bit better. And I got a little bit better taking pictures and listing on Etsy. So I started charging 2.5 times what I put into it. Good morning, Stacy. And now that I've been doing this for a long time, over 4 years, and I feel like I'm pretty good at what I'm doing, I feel pretty confident about it, I will charge 3 times the amount of product that I put into a design, okay? Now, that doesn't happen overnight. We got to get better. We got to get more confident in ourselves. We got to have some proof that people are actually going to buy our stuff. And then we start charging a little bit more because we're worth it. Our time is valuable. Listen, I'm making wreaths this morning, well, because I want to, because I feel creative, and because I could be doing stuff to get ready for Christmas with my family. So you take time away from your family to do your craft. You should get paid for it. Got it? I hope that sounds right. Claudia says, so true. Watch those that inspire you and work alongside. That's how you start to take classes. Yes, take classes. I offer classes. So many of our other fantastic wreath makers offer classes. So take some classes and actually do the work, okay? Hey, Betty Strickling, good morning. You love my leggings? These are from my preschool teaching days. All right, so here's what we have next. I took my fern leaves and I put them all around. You can see that that evergreen is disappearing. It's just disappearing. And now we're going to add some beautiful flowers to it. I'm going to start with my largest flowers. My focal flowers is what I call them, which are these dahlias. Oh my gosh, are they beautiful? These came from the fall section of Michael's years ago. I mean, seriously, years ago. Hey, Stacy is asking, am I going to do another subscription anytime soon? She loved the Christmas one and learned so much. Hey, listen, I'm going to start a membership group in February. Super excited. Yeah, so I've been doing this for a while, and my mentor, who I love, hold on, let me find my scissors, friends. Okay, sorry. My mentor that I love and who has supported me so much in my journey, Miss Julie Samako from Southern Charmed Wreaths. Shout out for her. She has encouraged me for a while to begin my own monthly membership group, and I am going to do it in February. Stacy says she's in. I'm so excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun, but it's going to be laid back, okay? Because wreath making doesn't have to be hard, guys. Get these back out of the trash. Wreath making does not have to be hard. It's fun. We can be laid back. We can enjoy what we are doing. We don't have to spend a ton of money to make something beautiful, and it doesn't have to be hard. So that's what my group's going to be about. See my little cup? These are the price tags off of the things that I am putting in there, because I want to keep track of my total. So yeah, be on the lookout, friends. Be on the lookout. Here is my stem. I'm going to cut it pretty long. Here's why. I want this stem to curve like a really hard bend, and I'm going to run it along counterclockwise into this wreath base. Okay, so it's going to like slide in. Let's do all of these while I catch up with your comments. Oh, Claudia, you are so sweet. Claudia says she learned so much from me. Thank you, my friend. But Betty says she needs to learn how to do wreaths and bows. Listen, I have a free bow tutorial in the link in my profile on TikTok. And it's in the description of this video on Facebook. All right, here we go. One more. I'm throwing my leaves away, y'all, because I don't think I'm going to need them. Give it a really good bend. All right, so when you're adding your flowers, especially your first 3 focal flowers, good morning, my creative days. How you doing, my friend? When you're adding your flowers, you want to put them in a triangle, okay? Because that is pleasing to the eye. So I am going to lay it down, dip it in my hot glue skillet, which is right off camera, and I'm just going to put it in a triangle the best way I can. I'm making sure that it really gets in contact with some of this evergreen. So pretty. Lydia says she loves listening to me teach. My voice is so calming. Thank you. Listen, guys, so if you don't know, I'm a former kindergarten teacher. I used to use this voice to calm the crazies. And I do miss it a little bit. I really do. Especially this time of year, when everything's really, really fun. So my teacher friends, they'll see me out and about and they'll say, "Do you miss us?" And I do. But not enough to go back. All right, one more. Sliding it in through that evergreen. All right, so here we go. Our little triangle. It doesn't have to be perfect, but they're a triangle. Next, I think I'm going to start adding my next largest flower. Let's use these hydrangeas. Let's use these. Very, very pretty. I have no idea where these come from. They were just in my bucket. Let's give them a little fluff. Try to open them up a little bit more. Now, you could use a steamer if you really, really, really wanted to make these guys big and beautiful, but we don't have time for that. Let's see. Debbie is saying Izzy Bow Maker makes this lower price than cost more have I used, but she's asking about the Easy Bow Maker. Listen, the only Easy Bow Maker that I have used is the one that my grandmother gave me, and that's the one that you've seen me use during all of my lives. But you know what? I think I might order a new model of the Easy Bow Maker and show you guys how I would set it up and how I would use it. I think that might be really helpful to you guys. Good morning, Sierra. I'm fluffing up my hydrangeas. And I'm gonna make a triangle with these as well. Just gonna place them in between the dahlias that I've already got going on. Now, as I place these big blooms, they are not facing forward like little soldiers, okay? They are kind of going all which way, all right? What size is my evergreen? This is a 20-inch evergreen. I love these things. They are fantastic. I use these all year round, especially for this style of wreath. I call this a compact style of wreath. My wreath makers, what do you call this style? Or we're just going to fill it in with lots of laurels. I call it compact, but I don't know. Okay, I have 2 left. I think it's time to move it up onto the wreath stand so that I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Oops. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now I can see a little bit better. It's just easier to add the greenery when it's laying down. I got 2 more. I'm just going to choose 2 more spots to put these in. Let's put one in the middle of the wreath. Just like that. And I don't know where this one's going to go. I'm going to hold on to it, okay? Beautiful wreath design. Hello, Danae. Making sure your aunt has breakfast. Will you take care of her? I'm going to hold this hydrangea off just in case I might need it. Katniss says her husband calls this wreath everything, but you call it a kitchen sink wreath. You know, my good friend Cara, gosh, now I can't think of Carla's. Enchanted Vine Reads. Cara, love her. She calls them kitchen sink wreaths as well. So let's call it a kitchen sink wreath. But when you're listing it on Etsy, you can't call it a kitchen sink wreath, people, because people don't go to Etsy looking for kitchen sink wreaths. Just so you know. I'm getting rid of these super fakey fake leaves. We don't need them. They're not very pretty. So yes, I'm going to throw these away. This is my medium size blossom that I'm going to put all the way around, and I have 7. Good deal. So I'm going to zigzag these and bounce them all around the wreath, giving them a really sharp bend so that I can place them in with all of this greenery. You got to make sure it's touching something, okay? And I'm even twisting some evergreen around it. Oh, those are really pretty. Love it. Guys, what do you put on your wreath? What do you put on your door after the holidays are done? I would love to know. Just gonna bounce all around. These are really pretty, guys. These came from Hobby Lobby. The tag was still on there. I bet I threw it away. The tag was still on there. It came from Hobby Lobby. All right, let's slide this in here. Just dipping my stem into the glue. There we go. Yes, I'm going to keep all of these long stems, guys, because, and why not? Stems can be really important if you're in a pinch. This is so pretty. I really, really, really like the monochromatic look of this wreath. It's very, very pretty. Guys, I see lots of people are just joining. Let me know, where are you watching from this morning? How is the weather where you are? I am in South Carolina, and it is really cold outside for us. Super cold. Sandra says she decorates her door in the winter so you can leave it up past Christmas. That is super smart. Hey, Nashville. Claudia is in Nashville. It is chilly, isn't it? Got some friends in Texas. I always have Texas people watching. They are so good to come along and represent. I don't know where to put this, but I'm going to put it somewhere. Barbara's in South Carolina. Arlene says she's in Virginia. Canada, I bet it's freezing up there, isn't it, my friend? Oh my goodness. Oklahoma is cold as well. Mexico is warm. That's amazing. Okay. I don't think I'm going to use these. Do you see? They're a little too bright. A little too bright. Stacy's in Mississippi and it's cold. Yeah, it's cold here too, girl. All right. I have a little bit of greenery, a little bit of these ferns left, and I am going to use them. So let's place them in there. Remember, I gotta go in the clockwise rotation, which is sometimes hard for me to remember to do that. And I'm really gonna be looking for dark spots, especially around the middle, because I put greenery around the edges and around the inside, but I didn't really put much in the middle. So let's do that. Stephanie says she's working on her first grapevine for winter. It's dog themed. How cute is that? Y'all, my brother is a vet, and I always say that I'm going to make him a wreath for his office, and I haven't done it yet. I really should do that. Hey, Kim, I live in South Carolina, and it's like, 52, it's like 52 degrees outside, and it's freezing, because, that's just how it is here. Okay, used all of that up. I'm gonna save my long stems. Just like that. Okay, my friend Stacy said something and I missed it. I'll have to go back and read the comments later, okay, Stacy? Let's add these. These are just really pretty, creamy, off-white mini roses. And I think I am going to leave most of the greenery on here because it'll help cover it up. So let's cut these off. I don't need quite that much. I'm going to cut them off about this long. Thanks, Arlene. Arlene says that this is beautiful. Kim says they are not going to have a white Christmas in Illinois. Are you happy about that? She might be kind of excited about that. We never have a white Christmas. Ever. So all of these, I'm throwing them away. Hey, Tamara, my base is a 20-inch evergreen Christmas wreath base. So if you need some, you guys better go fast to the Hobby Lobby and the Michaels and all the places to get you some, because they're going to be gone. One year, I think it was last year, I was biding my time on getting some of these bases from Walmart because I really wanted to get them on sale. We don't ever want to pay full price for anything. And they were gone. They were absolutely sold out, and I didn't get not a one. So this year, early in the season, I paid full price and I got a bunch. Kim says she hates winter. I kind of like winter for a little while. Our winters here in South Carolina are nothing like yours at all. Let's add some of these, okay? Danae says she just learned something today. She never thought you could transform an evergreen wreath into something seasonal. Yeah, girl. How many did I buy? How many did I buy? I think I might have bought 20. I may have bought 20. All right, here we go. I'm really going to be looking for the dark spots. And I'm going to be filling these in, and I hope I'm crossing my fingers that I have enough of these little sweet things to fill up the wreath, because I don't want to have to go get more. I have more. I just don't want to have to go get them out of my warehouse space, which is next door. It's the children's playroom when they were little, but they're not little anymore. All right, so I'm taking these little roses and I'm giving them a really good bend so that I can sit them in there, and they're gonna come off of the wreath base. Good morning. One of my not so little greenwoods is awake now. Katniss bought 60 last year. Katniss, you gotta tell us, where in the world did you get them from? And did you get them on sale, or did you buy them when they were full price? I need to know these things. Let me know. Good morning, Tracy. Tracy, we are making a beautiful monochromatic white wreath. It's really, really pretty. Okay, let's see. I need to fill out around my edges a little bit. Good morning. Good morning, Angelica. Watching on Facebook. Coming around on the sides. Guys, don't forget your sides. Okay, I have one more. I'm going to step back and see where I want it to go. Katniss, you got those from Michael's for 97 cents a piece. Oh my gosh. Did you order online, Katniss, or did you go get them in person? Okay, I'm looking around. Glue strings are everywhere. Katniss says they had so many more and you would have bought them, but your room was loaded. Tracy asked, am I using an evergreen or a grapevine? This is an evergreen base. You bought them in store. I bet they almost died when you came up there, girl. Okay, let's use these as a filler as well. I only have one bunch of these. These came from Hobby Lobby, from the wedding section. They're sweet little, I think they're lilies of the valley, but I could be wrong. Ooh, and they're pushers. So check this out. Pushers mean that you can push them up to the top of the wreath, of the stem. Katniss says those people at Michael's thought she was crazy. I bet they did, girl. I'm getting a Michael's here next year sometime. It's going to be 2 miles from my house. It's probably going to be a little rinky-dinky store because our town is kind of small, but I am so excited. The girl wasn't happy. Yeah, those poor people. They see us coming in and they're like, it's your turn. It's your turn to deal with the crazy wreath people. All right, so some of these have leaves, but the ones in the middle don't. I don't care. I'm still going to use them. All right, let's cut these off. These are just going to be good little fillers to fill in some of that dark space, especially the ones with No leaves. I'm going to put the ones with the leaves around the outside to just kind of round that out. Now remember, I have been putting all of my price tags in my little bucket as I work so that I can price this wreath accordingly. When you price, don't put the sales price. Like my friend Katniss that got all those wreaths for 97 cents. When she adds up the total of what she's put in her wreath, she's not going to put that wreath only cost 97 cents. She's going to put it cost $5 or whatever the full price was. Because if she were to have to go back and buy that wreath full price and make it again, she needs to have that money built into the price of the wreath that she's listing. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Now this wreath is going to have a ton of stems sticking out the back of it. All I'm going to do is take the flat side of my pliers or my wire cutters, and I'm just going to trim them all up. Stephanie is asking, how do you price flowers if you don't use the whole bunch? Well, you could just, if you use half, then you could just say that you used half of them. Does that make sense? So if it costs $10, you can just add $5 in. Or you could just use the whole price. Gosh. Artie is asking, are the flowers super secure? It looks like a little glue. So here's what happens with these plastic evergreen wreath bases. As long as that hot glue touches that plastic evergreen, it just shoops into place. It melts the evergreen and the glue dries hard and everything is beautiful and happy. I'm sure that's exactly how they feel about it. Everything's beautiful and happy. Okay, I'm looking around, looking around. At this point, it's kind of hard to see where you might need to put everything. So just start filling in. This would be so pretty for a wedding, don't you guys think? It would be really pretty. I have a red front door because red is my favorite color. And it would be so pretty on my red front door. Oh, I love looking at it in the camera. It makes me so happy. All right, I got one more of these left. I'm trying to decide. I'm put it up there. I'm putting it up there. I know y'all are gonna say, but you should have put it somewhere different. It's okay. It is okay. There we go. Oh my goodness. Now, I have these left over. Let's use them. I have a bunch of them. I have 4. All right, so here's what I'm going to do with these. I'm going to step back and I'm going to take a look to make sure that my line, my imaginary line that's around my wreath is looking good. And there's not like, oh, you know, see how this is all hanging out? I need something else over here to make it look even all the way around, okay? So I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to step back. Now, a great trick with this is to take a picture of your wreath. Because when you take a picture of it, you're going to see things that you missed. The camera will reveal. But I also don't want you to be so picky about what you're making that, I don't want you to be so picky about what you're making that you can't ever let it go. You can't ever be done with it. Okay, and you guys are probably seeing some spots that I can't see. All right, let's do one over here. I got one more left. I'm just making sure it gets in good contact with that evergreen. All right, guys. That's beautiful. One more. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put it over there because we're going to use it. Oh, wait. You know what I could do? Okay, here's what I'm going to do. This is kind of big, right? I still have some greenery poking through. I'm going to cut this sucker apart so that I have these teeny, tiny little blossoms that I can use to fill in. So we're using all our pieces, but we're just using it in a different way. All right, here we go. I'm just going to really, really carefully stick this in my hot glue and start filling it in. Doesn't have to be perfect. You can always come back in and cut some of these evergreens off, okay? You can always do that. If it's poking through too much and you don't like it, bend it back or cut that sucker off. I give you permission. One more. Put it right there. And that is it. Well, that's it, y'all. How pretty is that? Oh my gosh. Where would you use this wreath? What would you use it for? Isn't that so pretty? It would be really pretty as a church wreath, a wedding wreath. It is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. There are glue strings everywhere. As we are making, we often just get glue strings everywhere. All you need is a warm hair dryer to just zap them and they just melt away. It's fantastic. I love it. Thanks, guys. Katniss says it's stunning. Marty says it's beautiful. William says it's gorgeous. Y'all are so sweet. I appreciate that. Lourdes says it could be used in a bedroom or in a guest room. That is a great idea. I love it. So pretty. I'll let you guys get a closer look. Just check that out. Now listen, if the evergreen bothers you, you can always cut it off, okay? Danae says it's perfect for winter months. It is really, really so pretty. And I used flowers that I had been hoarding up and we made something beautiful. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Sandra is asking, can you show how to finish the back? So here's what I would do. I would turn it upside down or flip it over. And I would, I'm trying to get a hold of it, run my hand all along this back. And I would use the flat side of my wire cutters to cut everything as close as I possibly could get it so it's not scratching. Now, if you really wanted to go the extra mile and you had some big magnolia leaves, you can actually put some magnolia leaves along the back, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Not that extra. All right, guys, have a wonderful Christmas. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy wreath making like this, follow along and come hang out with me again. Guys, have a great holiday. I'll see you in the new year. Bye, everyone. Bye, Facebook.